What's up, everybody? We have a good one for you today. We're talking about win rate. Does it matter? I know that this is a hot topic. A lot of you have asked questions about this, so I know you're going to find value in this. James brings a ton of value, a ton of fire in this episode, so sit back and enjoy. All right, everybody, we're back. We've got another episode for you. So we're talking about win rate today. A common question in my inbox. I'm sure this is a common question for you as well, James. Does win rate matter? So I figured we can attack this question from a couple of different areas. But before we get into things, we want to let everybody know that there is a couple of exciting things going on here at ASFX. We're going through a little bit of a revamp, so you're going to see some new updates on our website soon. But one of the newest things, the most exciting things that we have is ASFX TV. So for those of you that don't know what it is, basically James and myself, along with a few other really successful, some of them funded traders, are streaming live almost every day of the week, showing you guys how we trade. So you can buy a course, you can get into a Discord chat, you can pay for coaching. But at the end of the day, I think the best way to learn how to trade is to watch people who know how to do it operate on a daily basis. Watch us win, watch us lose, watch how the process is repetitive and how it's really run like a strict business. So if you want to check that out, we'll put a link in the description, or just go to www.asfx.tv for a 3-day free trial. Totally free. Come in, watch previous recordings, watch whatever we have going on in those 3 days, and then see for yourself. I'm sure you'll find the value. James, are you enjoying doing the streams? Have you, now that you've switched into the London live session thing, I noticed more people are watching you trade live at the London Open. Are you enjoying that more now than just doing the watch list?
Yeah, 100%. Also, I think like for me, I think a lot of people enjoy me getting into my mind when I'm actually live trading, not just building a watch list. So I think that's where the real value is. Talking after the trade or whatever can be, sometimes you can't remember all the facts or details on why exactly you took the trade or why you didn't take the trade. I think like last week, I was about to enter a trade and then I actually said, no, I'm actually not going to take this trade because so-and-so are the reasons. And I think people really found that's where the value is. So 100% enjoying it a lot.
Good. Yeah, I think the value is cool too, because like you're in South Africa, I'm in the United States, we've got Tom in the UK, Jerome in Australia. It's like coming at all these different time zones, so you can see how the market can behave at different times of day and even on different days of the week. Like today, it's Monday, everybody's flat. No one's found anything great to start the week, but you can hear how people are looking for opportunities in different ways, and that can still be a powerful learning experience, But let's get into the win rate conversation. So you're actually in the process of waiting for your biggest payout from FTMO. So congrats to that. I know that you're very humble about it, so you don't want to talk about it too much. So I will for you. That's fine. That's a very exciting thing, a very proud moment for sure. Always like not just staying funded being a thing, but increasing the amount of money you're making as you stack the funded accounts. So for you, and everybody that follows you knows that you trade in a way where you're in and out of your trades quickly. You're mitigating risk. You lock your stop fast. You take profit quick. When you are approaching the market with that in and out quick, we call it the snag and bag mindset. Yep. Does win rate matter to you? Is that why you trade that way? Or do you not really care about the win rate? I'm curious on your perspective.
Yeah, no, thank you. Really do appreciate it. Yep. Just great to be where I am here and very appreciative of, my journey of where I've come, and you've been the main factor in my success. And I really am humble and grateful for you and ASFX as a whole community. So for me, obviously win rate is very important for me. So I think when I first got into trading, and I think it's like most of us as humans, right? We like to win a lot. Nobody likes to lose, right? No, let's be honest. Nobody likes to lose.
That's where it starts, right?
Exactly. So I think that's for me, being like very in and out, snag and bag, as you call it, is very important. And actually on FTMO, you can actually do like an equity simulator. I was actually playing it around with it this weekend before, because I know that this was going to be our topic for the episode today. And it's actually very interesting how win rate coupled with risk to reward is that win rate times risk to reward is the factor, right? But It's actually interesting to see how, if you have a high win rate, how big of a difference that high win rate makes. You don't need to make even 1 R to have a successful system. You can be making 0.5 R and you can still have great winning trades if you have a win rate above 80%. I was just playing around with it. Also played obviously around with it in the past, because obviously my stats and that looking back. And I think over this year, my win rate, I can get the exact thing for you, and I can get the screenshot up for you on this episode. But I think my win rate has been above 80% this year, if not about 81, 82%. So my win rate is a very, very high, maybe higher than most, but my risk to reward is probably not as high as it could be or should be. But if I have a risk to reward ratio of, say, just over 1, I'm going to make money long term, and I've proven that.
Right.
So yeah.
So to you, the win rate only matters as much as the risk reward that you're getting on an average trade, which makes sense. They do go hand in hand for sure. I think a lot of people think they need the 6R, the 10R trade, when in reality, depending on the system that you're even trading, if you even know that, then you can backtest that and say, look, over the long run, these trades only go on average 3R. So if I take them all at 1R, I'm going to win at X amount of percentage higher than if I was to go for the 3R or the 5R move. But do you ever feel FOMO from getting out of a trade quickly? And then do you want to get back in? Like, how do you handle that part of it? Because I'm sure that there's opportunities where you've seen big moves happen in the direction you were trading and you're no longer in the trade.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's probably the way I trade. That's probably the biggest hurdle that I had to get over, because some trades you'll be, as you stated, you'll be out at 1.5, 2R max, and then the trades are going like 7, 8R.
Right.
I think for me, what I got over it is I'm like, hey, I can be super profitable getting out at 2R max or 3R, whatever it is. Like, to be honest, like nowadays it's like 2R max, but I think I'm just super grateful, because I know that if I can get those trades on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, I'm making money on a consistent basis. So it doesn't matter if I'm missing on those moves. It's not my money. It's not part of who I am as a trader. I've realized that. And I know who I am as a trader. I know what I do. And I think I've just tapped into my strengths. So obviously the win rate and the risk reward go hand in hand. But for me, I like to win a lot, and I know winning when you have a high win rate, you're naturally going to have a lower risk to reward, because you're pulling trades a lot earlier than their potential.
It's a great way to look at it, because I think if you can accept that perspective of, look, I've got a winning strategy, I'm going to snag these and win a lot, but I'm just going to leave money on the table, but I'm going to win a lot. If you just get to that understanding like you have done, then I think it does become more robotic, because you make it sound very robotic, but everybody's been in that trade where it pins you out, you lock your stop and profit, it pins you out, and then it runs 13R for like 2 days. Everybody's been there. So I think
it is tough.
You have to just let it go, though. Like you're saying, I think that is the only thing you can do, unless you want to go build another strategy around trying to get back into that trade, which I think defeats the purpose of trying to have a high win rate, that keeping that risk reward. Do you think the risk reward can be lower than 1 on an average trade?
Yes, 100%. I definitely do believe so. Yes, I believe that your win rate, even if I've actually playing around with those stats, even if you have a win rate of 82% over 100 trades, if you have a win rate of 82%, but a risk to reward ratio of still at 0.3, you will still make money consistently over the long term.
Wow.
0.3, think of it. 0.3 is not even half R. So you're not even, so let's say you're risking $100, you're getting 30 bucks, but your win rate is 82%. You will still make money over the long term. And
that's
you can look
crazy.
at an equity simulator.
It's crazy, because it makes you wonder, does that show in a way that all of the people who struggle with trading struggle because they're just not taking profits soon enough?
I think so. I think this is what changed my perspective of win rate and taking profits off the table. I always reference this, but it was 2 years ago when you did those daily recaps in the Facebook Live, and you were like, you have no idea what it means to make 1% of 100 grand, 1% of 200 grand, 500 grand. And then I realized, hey, I don't need to be greedy holding for 4 or 5R. I just need to get in and get out, whether it's at 1R, 1.5R, get in, get out. And I don't care at the end of the day, if you say to me, my risk reward is shit, I can be like, okay, cool, but I'm still making money. It doesn't matter. That's how I trade. I make money. It works for me. Might not be how you want to trade, but it's how I want to trade. And it's how I am able to extract money from the market.
It makes sense. So for people that are, without a strategy right now, do you tell them to focus on finding a strategy with a high win rate, or do you rather tell them focus on just finding a strategy that makes money? Like, what's the right perspective to go searching for this? If you're somebody that doesn't right now, let's say they don't know their win rate of their strategy, what's the thing that you would do?
Obviously backtest, right? So Jerome's the backtesting, master at that. So I think definitely backtest backtesting your system. And I know that when we were looking at the ASFX systems, and now you guys are looking at the A2, we're looking at it in the BSC, we're always looking for a minimum. Like, I don't really take a trade if there's no 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, at least 1.5.
Sure.
But yeah, I would say if you can find a system that has above 60% win rate with a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, that's really good. But then that's how I came into my own. I was like, okay, cool. I can use these the ASFX systems to do it in my own way. And yes, it might have decreased the risk to reward ratio, but it increased the average win rate to above 80%. And I know, and if you're making, and I also saw a post the other day that I posted, you posted, Tom actually shared it with us, was one of the guys at SMB Capital, really good trader. He said, if you have a win rate above 40% and your risk to reward ratio is 1.5, you've arrived as a trader.
Yeah. I saw that tweet.
Yep. Yeah. So like you do that, and that's 40%. Now my win rate's double than that. Maybe my risk reward ratio is maybe half, or maybe just under half in that, but it doesn't matter. I know that over time, if I'm still winning a lot, I can always lock my stop and try and get my risk reward to increase. But that naturally comes with practice and time at the desk. But
exactly,
I found that I have a knack for finding good trades. I just need to capitalize them and not let them turn into losers. That's what changed for me.
You're dropping all the fire this episode, bro. I must be feeding you good questions or
yeah,
something.
100%.
That right there, that last 15 seconds of what you just said is gold. So I think as a new trader, when you come into trading, you don't even really think often about risk reward. Like, I know when I started trading, didn't use a stop loss, didn't know what a stop loss was. Like, you have to get educated on those things. So when you start to understand risk first, how does that impact your approach towards how many trades you want to win? Does that make a difference when you, like, once you understand, I'm going to put on, let's just say 1% for an easy number. I'm going to put 1% risk on. This is my stop loss level. When you're only up, let's say if you're risking 1%, you're up 0.8%, almost 1-to-1, almost that 1%, that 1R. Do you ever think this isn't sustainable? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not getting that full 1-to-1. I feel like that's where my win rate is lower than yours at like 60%, but my risk reward ratio is like double of yours.
Yep. I think that's the beauty of trading. There's so many ways to make money. Like there's so many different ways, and they work, but it's just, that's where the mindset comes in. I know that it can be psychological, as you said. Like if you're risking 1%, you're only up 0.8, and then you take full profits, for example, and then you're like, oh, it can't be sustainable over the long term. Do it for a month. If it works over a month, trust me, you'll look back in your stats and be like, hey, it doesn't really matter. I've made money. It's worked for me over the last 3 years. It doesn't really matter. I'll still make money. So I think you just got to put into perspective that sometimes 100%, you might think it can't be sustainable in that. But I think risk to reward ratio also is very social media-ish, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
If you look at this trade, I risked $100 to make $600. Look at that. I don't care about that. I care about if I'm making money or not. Like, and if my system makes money, then I don't really care what it is.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Do you think I know we're trying to get Anthony on the show. Do you think when we sit down with some of these other guys, like, you study Anthony's stuff a lot. I feel like you read all his tweets. What do you think his perspective on win rate is?
I think, to be going from what his tweets and what he said, I think that he likes to scalp as well. It just in my understanding of his tweets, and that he does like to scalp the markets as well. I definitely think with scalping, it's not so much about your risk reward, more about your win rate. Because if you scalp and you're putting on a lot of trades every single day, your win rate can't be like 30%. That's going to take a mental block on you.
For sure.
So I think Anthony, hopefully when he does come on the show, I know we've been in contact with him. So I think that he would be in the same boat as me. You don't need these high win rates. You just need to win a lot, but have a respectable risk to reward ratio of maybe close to 1. Yeah. 1:1.
Yeah, this has been a good conversation, bro. I think even just in the 20 minutes that we just gave everybody, there's a lot for people to take in and understand about the difference of having a high win rate and high risk reward, high win rate, low risk reward, how that can play of an impact. You can have a low win rate and a super great, like Paul Tudor Jones wins 30% of his trades, but he goes for 6R, 10R. That was his idea. You know what I'm saying? So looking for that big asymmetric risk, willing to take losses. It's almost like it's a different perspective. If you study the people 100%. Like that, bro, they're probably brought up way different than you and me. You and me are brought up in a similar way with similar beliefs about money and things like that, where we want to win more. Yeah. We were taught beliefs about losing and winning that shape our way of trading. You know what I'm saying? Like through
100%.
sport and through the other things we've talked about on the podcast, that probably shapes the way that we have a perspective towards winning trades and losing trades, you know?
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
And I just want to add in one thing on
Yeah.
before we wrap up the episode. Also, so when with a high win rate, low risk to reward, right? Compared to a low win rate, high risk to reward.
Yeah.
With the high risk to reward, low win rate, you are basically banking on having that one runner that sets up your month, or two runners that set up your month. Whereas with the low risk to reward but high win rate, you could get those on an everyday basis, right? So I think it's more, it can be looked at as more, you get those more often compared to the long runners that set up your month or your year, right?
100%. Great point. Great point. Good. Beautiful, bro. This is a great episode. Everybody, if you've been listening, watching, whatever, all the way through, we appreciate you very much. Hopefully we'll see you guys in ASFX TV very soon. But if not, we'll see you guys next week for another episode. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you hit the like button, do all that fun stuff. If you are listening and you want to screenshot and share it on your Instagram, tag me and James, and we will happily repost you guys as well. We appreciate all the attention. We appreciate you guys engaging with us. We love you all, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.